So here's a story for you. One of the first bands that I had was called Dino and the Dinosaurs. It was Tommy Armstrong, Rick Sawyer, and me. Rick did the playing and the singing, I played the drums. And my mother, of course, owned a couple of different nightclubs and ballrooms over the years, and the one she had at that time, she would let us get up and play. Sometimes it was, but it was cool. We were very young. Well, one night we went and we did our first set, and I used to sneak down into the liquor room. Excuse me. Pardon me. Or down in the basement where all the beer was. And I had my little ways of, sneaking a case or two out on occasion. And, yeah. And this was one of the nights. This night we played the first set. And I had some ice-cold Budweisers lined up. And the three of us went in a room that was called the Green Room. And this was a room that was meant to be hep. All the legs were cut off the table, off all of the chairs. There was chalk drawings on all of the walls. It was basically the start of the love and peace movement in the late 60s there in Wisconsin, of course. What do you got to work with? So at any rate, we took to drinking. One after another, and we went through a lot. And we lined these empty bottles up against the door in a pyramid. And I don't know what prompted it all, but my mother comes and opens the door. She could have knocked. She opens the door, all the bottles go collapsing all over, like everywhere. We're completely in a state of shock, and by now, welcome to deliverance. Can you guys hear? You can't see my hands. Can you hear the flies? There's not many, but at any rate. And she got ticked because we couldn't play. We couldn't even barely stand up. And we ended up going to sleep before too much longer, of course. That was a Saturday night. And the reason I remember is the next morning, she dragged our butts out of bed at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Made us throw some nice clothes on. Took us to Maribel Lutheran Church, which is where we went to church. And made us sit in the very front pew. All of which was bad enough. Where's my hand? Was bad enough. But Armin Engel was the preacher. And God bless his heart, as we say or soul, as we would say in the South. He was the worst speaker ever. No offense, Micah. I love your family and you're a good friend and everything, and I'm sure you're an outstanding speaker, but like I say, it was bad enough being in the front row. But we had to listen to this sermon. Literally, God only knows what it was. But Armin was so boring every week. And he'd try and read his notes, and he'd lose his place every week, 4 or 5 times a week. So we got our punishment. What did it teach us? Well, you'd have to ask Tommy and Rick. Personally, it taught me the Bible says don't be found drunk. That's pretty good advice, huh? Now with the relaunching of my career, the Luger Channel, on YouTube. Now y'all subscribe the Luger channel on YouTube. Now y'all subscribe, you understand?